tenacity. And why is it so important to have tenacity in this world that we live in today? Like, there's always winners and losers. There's elite, there's champions. But the question is, what's the difference between the four of those, right? The losers, on the other hand, is when things get tough, things get tight, they go through challenges, trials and tribulations happen, right? They fold under pressure. They don't understand that going through what they're going through makes them a champion and makes them elite, right? Makes them a winner, right? So at the end of the day, those other elite and champions also go through the same thing as well. But the difference between the two is how they handle them. How do they overcome them? And what is the solution that they both use to become stronger or become weaker? Because that's the result you want to get. You become stronger or you become weaker. So the question is, which one do you want to become? Because we all go through trials and tribulations. We all go through, testing times. Nobody is exempt from that. That even people who you look up to, those celebrities, famous people, the people in the 1%, right? They all go through different trials and tribulations. But the difference between those high individuals, they have bigger problems, bigger risks. They gotta take bigger chances in life because they got to a point mentally. They develop a sense of tenacity to keep going through those trials and tribulation times. But the other group is that they look at that and be like, well, they have money, or they came from up, they had different, circumstances than me, right? Some or they start at the same point as you. Little do you know. But that's because they decide they want to become a champion and an elite, right? And become a winner. And yes, those three, levels of status, they get treated differently. They do get favors. They do get grace. They do. And some of you guys probably know that. They get treated differently than the other group. And why is that? Because they have tenacity to show that they are who they say they are. And you must understand that that's how people know if you're really about it. Anybody can perform when things are going good. Everybody can show up when you're having a good day. You feel good inside. Your day's bright. Anybody can show up on a good day. But how about when things go wrong in your life? How do you handle that? Do you quit? Do you become a loser? Do you say, oh, I'm not good for it anymore? Right? High status people look at all that. It's because they get the same things that you guys get. And I do too. It's just how they handle it mentally. It's a spiritual side too as well. It's their faith in God. Like, what's that tenacity of have that fire and desire to know that only God can get me from here to here. But that's a different conversation. But today is understanding that fire to get stronger mentally, physically, financially, most importantly, spiritually, is very, very important. Because at the end of the day, it's about who you become. Do you want to become a champion? Do you want to become elite? Do you want to become a winner? But listen to the word I said. Become. It's not going to be just required to you because you wake up one day and just feel like it. No. There's work that needs to be done to achieve that. It's not about how much money you got in your account. It's not about your status. It's not about who you know. It's about do you know who you are? What is your why? What do you want to accomplish? What have you done? What is your goals? What is the things that you doing daily, every single day, through the storm, challenges, tribulations, and that all that stuff that you have to go through to persevere to the other side. You know, why do you get up and do what you do? Why do you get up every day and say, you know what, whatever I'm going through, I'm going to fight through it? Why? But most importantly, keep God first. Put Him first, and He's going to give me the vision, the clarity, and most importantly, the wisdom, knowledge, understanding. So that's required to persevere to the next level. The tenacity that you need to go to the next level. Remember, there's always a next door that you have to get to, right? We all been in school, right? You didn't stay at the same grade unless, what did you do? You didn't study, you didn't care, right? So guess what? Some people got held back. That's how life is too. It's because you decided not to do the work, right? And go through the trials and tribulations, you decide to stay at the same spot, the same level, because you don't school to different levels. It's by design, right? So, and some people skip levels, right? If there's those individuals who put the work in, who came out really, really smart, some of them were a sophomore or junior, and in high school was doing college work, getting college credits. So those are the ones who wanted to go to college, they already had their credits already, working on those careers that they, aspire to be like. So sometimes, yes, if you have done the work strong enough, you can skip levels. But why is that? There was focus, tunnel vision on what they wanted to achieve. They was in that pocket, in that zone, that I don't care what I'm going through, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm focusing on, and I'm gonna get to that level. And by God's grace, I can skip to the whatever is happening in the middle and get to the next level. Same thing in life too as well. Because there's certain individuals who have skipped levels, not because it was intentionally, but they have done the groundwork and built that foundation, right? To where they're strong enough, I built that strong skin enough, armor enough to skip to the next level and maintain it and scale it, right? Because at the end of the day, you can't fake who you are, right? Authenticity is very important. Be authentic in who you are. At the end of the day, people do know that. People are very self-aware of that. People know when somebody's being real or being fake. Or somebody just, saying things without action and proof, or showing the receipts, right? Because that's one thing that's very important too, is execution. What's your grind like? What's your hustle like? Are you more of a talker or a doer? At the end of the day, that's what life is about. It's not about where you are financially. It's not about where your career. What are you doing to get to that next bump in your life, that next level? Are you executing your day-to-day wins? Because at first, at the end of the day, you have to win today. You have to win in your present moment. Yes, I don't want to get to a certain level and achieve certain things the next day or next week or next month, but unfortunately, sometimes in life it puts you in a spot where I gotta handle this right now before I get to handle and do that. And through that process, things happen. What is that? You develop strength, pressure, patience, lock in to do what you have to do today. Lock in today so you can get to that next moment, that next week, that next month, or next year. You have did the work and planted that seed, right? You was outside in that field, right? Make sure you have done the work and plant those, that grass which you can stand on. Translate, you have done the work to see what you have planted, and see the work that you have done to see what you planted. Others can see it too. It's very visible, right? You can see it. It's there. So the same thing in life is the same way. Is that People can see it. It's visible. You can prove it. And regardless, people are going to hate you. People will be jealous of you, envy of you. That comes with seeing the future, your labor of who you are. And that's the key thing in everything that you do. At the end of the day, you can't fake progress. Every day you do have to leave your house, and people are going to see and look if you have done the work or not. And no, it's not about people judging you. It's not about people perceiving you. But it's a silent acknowledgement and discernment if this individual have done the work to make it happen. That's just what it just boils it down to. So, tenacity is what you need. This is not giving up when you want to give up. It's when you get knocked down 12 times and you decide to still get up and fight. You have to fight to get to that next level. You still have to put that gloves on and keep punching out life with your obstacles, challenges that you go through. Because you have to fight to get to that. Strength doesn't come with being something easy. It's through getting up every single day, making it happen, executing, and grinding it out. Put your helmet on, get your shoulder pads on, and go through what you have to get through. And hopefully you still have that opportunity, that blessing, what you're trying to carry, and still score a touchdown. Right? So that's what tenacity is. It's going through it regardless of what's coming at you. That's what you need. And that's what is. I wake up with every day, how can I overcome this and have that overwhelming of strength and power to execute through what I'm going through so I can score my touchdown. And guess what? The game's still not going to be over. It's never over until God decides not to wake you up the next day. But guess what? That's on God's timing. But at the end of the day, you have to get up and every day and show God that I'm willing to make this happen. As long as I wake up every day and execute for Him so He can see that I'm doing it and trying. Because at the end of the day, God sees it all. He knows what you're doing for out of flesh or out of spirit. Out of, desire or just have ego in what you're doing. So God looks at the heart. People look at the actions and what you look like. Right? People judge what they see. But God sees what's internal in your soul, in your spirit of who you are. Because that's what He looks at. That's what goes to heaven. It's not your physical appearance. It's not the way you look, how you dress. God looks at, is this soul worthy enough to dwell where I'm at? Have He done the gifts that I have given this individual and displayed it, knowing that everything that He's saying is coming from above, not from worldly things. We live in a world, but the discernment of seeing and going through in a spiritual way. But that's if you get up every day with attention and purpose and clarity that you know that you have to get the job done. And guess what? You will lose some days. Yes, absolutely. Failure is the part of it. It's the painful. It's that throbbing, pain whenever you, hit your toe on a table or a chair, something like that. Or if you fall down, you hit your knee or something. So, some simple stuff, but you feel that throbbing pain of what it is, a failure. But when you do the work and heal that, when it's hurting you, you get strength from that. And that's what pain is for. To persevere, to give you the strength to do it. You gotta do it after the pain is over. Suffering, it lasts for a while, but at the end of the day, that's what's birthing that that butterfly in the caterpillar state and the cocoon state. So when it hatches, it becomes something else, a transformation. Something is happening in that cocoon. All right, it's safe, it's protected. Nobody could come and knock the cocoon off its branch. That's how you get to see yourself. And then when God finally releases you, you become something that nobody even imagined, you yourself. So that's today's message. Like, comment, and subscribe. And new videos will be coming out soon. And today's video is about tenacity.